Hi and welcome. Perhaps you have dreamt about taking a spiritual tour to Egypt and longed to see the pyramids and the Sphinx since you were little. Or to get the insight of what actually happens in these ancient mystery schools. Maybe you're curious about ancient Egypt and interested in developing your spiritual path through the learning and daily meditations and ancient techniques, rituals and ceremonies in such powerful, sacred spaces. If this sounds like you, well, you're in luck. Hi, my name is Trisha Croft, and today I'm going to share with you a magical spiritual journey into the worlds of ancient Egypt, taking you into places you would probably never ever get to experience on a normal tour. And the truth is, it's an intimate experience and very much a personal journey into the inner and outer worlds of ancient Egypt. I'm going to be talking about the places we visit on our spiritual tour day by day, the energies, and also we'll be sharing with you what makes this tour so special. Now, before I do that, let me tell you this sort of call to adventure isn't for everybody. And if you're after just a regular tourist style trip to Egypt, then this probably isn't for you. But if you're the sort that walks to the beat of a different drum, is in tune with that deeper inner calling and yearning for something more, and would love to explore the deeper mysteries hidden in plain sight of the ordinary tourist and uninitiated person, then I'd love for you and your friends to join us and allow me to be your guide into the rich tapestry that is the world of ancient kingdom of Kemet. To be initiated into a rich tradition, explore the ancient temples, powerful energies, and profound life-altering shifts and transformation with people you'll soon come to call friends. My tours are limited to 20 to ensure that the experience remains as intimate, authentic, and as special as possible. No huge coach liners filling with people whose names you still won't remember after 2 weeks. Just me and a hand-selected team on an adventure with the highlights of the best and the true wisdom of the ages. Let's begin. From the moment you step off the plane, your senses come alive and your soul awakens with the exotic mystique of this ancient land. As your feet touches sacred ground and you connect to the mother of all civilization, your journey begins. As we all make our way safely with my team to our hotel by private coach today, experience the cultural buzz driving through the busy streets of Cairo, see modern mixed with ancient times all wrapped into one, people riding camels in the middle of the road and talking on their mobile phones, the smell of freshly baked flatbread as you drive past the bakery, millions crammed into small streets of Cairo at the ancient markets they call the bazaar. The hot, dry heat, the dusty roads and the desert sand in the air, and not to mention pinching yourself as you witness the pyramids for the very first time as we drive into our deluxe hotel where we'll be spending the next couple of days. You may feel like this is nothing, but to be assailed by all of this and come into Egypt's essence, it's not until day 2 where our spiritual journey really begins. And let me show you what that'll be like in a minute. But let me share with you an experience of Egypt that will enchant your heart, mind, and soul. As we have the afternoon to unwind, relax, maybe a massage at the spa, cuddling up in bed for a siesta, or lazing by the pool overlooking the pyramids. At dusk, feel the undeniable power as you witness Egypt through the eyes of the ancient ones in our first meditation, and celebrate in ceremony as I initiate you into the energies of Egypt. And finally, after a big day, experience the succulent and delicious exotic spices of Egyptian authentic cuisine as we welcome each other over dinner and unwind into the night in our beautiful hotel. As the sun starts to rise over the horizon and you can hear the stir of Cairo coming alive in the early hours of the morning, the smell of incense and exotic perfume pervade the air, and the sound of morning prayers resonating through the city, an unmistakable call of faith. The sheer energy of Egypt captures you into a magical vortex as you leave your old life behind and join in a spiritual quest to the stargate of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Because in a short time we'll be climbing and meditating in this mystical seventh wonder of the world. Making your way up the ancient stone ceremonial passage into the Grand Gallery, you'll begin to feel the unmistakable feeling that enters every cell of your body, the cosmic supernatural powers and its soft, gentle embrace. You walk the path of many pilgrims as you ascend into the King's Chamber at the very top. And as you slow down to soak it all in, I will whisper in your ear the ancient secret mantra that I will share with you as we begin to meditate, feeling the cosmic intensity in this room as it opens the channels to psychic awareness and reconnects you to your immortal soul. There's few experiences in life that can compare to what happens inside the King's Chamber. Pyramid literally means fire within, and this ancient enigma with its unique geometry and frequency can only be experienced firsthand. This will be your first unforgettable initiation of many that we share on this journey together and step back in the sands of time. Later you'll ground yourself as we take a camel ride at the base of the Pyramid of Giza and gaze upon that majestical oracle, the Sphinx. As the unforgettable sun sets at noon, your imagination goes wild and can hardly wait for what's in store for day 3. Making our way over to Cairo by private coach, we'll have the chance to experience the Cairo Museum of Antiquities, where we'll witness the Egyptian royal mummies of Seti I, Ramses, Thutmose IV, and the powerful Hatshepsut female pharaoh, as we'll later see these temples. Witness Nefertari and her ancient perfumes and the beauty treatments that were applied to her. Cleopatra and her seductress reign, one that enabled her to rule a nation, and you'd be surprised at what her beauty secrets and routines would imply. The ancient treasures and scrolls, with its peacock blues and gold, drawn by hand like they were painted yesterday. The priestesses' handmade goddess statues, their practices, clothing, jewelry, and their magical amulets that were worn to dispel evil spirits. And later in the day, after we're supercharged with these energies, I will take you to my favorite place where most tourists never visit, and you get to shop like an Egyptian and purchase authentic papyrus scroll paintings, just like the ones in the museum. There's no real way of preparing you for what happens next, a mix of tingling excitement and anticipation. So as we leave the city of Cairo in the early hours of the morning, unlock your gypsy soul as we travel to Luxor today. Witness a stunning array of different landscapes and the absolute beauty along the way, from montane deserts to the green, lush, fertile lands of the Nile. As you ride the wind with freedom in the air, explore the untouched cities along the way in its still preserved ancient culture. Let it spark your curiosity as you witness the villagers still riding donkeys and camels for transport, farmers selling fresh produce on the streets, and women carrying cane baskets on their head, and the wild exotic animals roaming free along the dusty streets. As we get to our beautiful hotel in the afternoon, I will take you to my favorite little restaurant, a little hidden gem only known by the locals, and you can indulge in the most delicious and amazing Middle Eastern cuisine, from tagines, falafels, and so much more. You will definitely want the recipe. Relax and unwind into the night as you witness the most stunning sunset you'll ever see over the Nile, and the mountainous desert skies from your hotel, and excitingly dreaming of what the day will bring on day 4. Discover the hidden mysteries that lie buried under the golden sands of time at Karnak Temple. Feel the magical power awaken your senses as it swells through the air and touches your heart and soul. The magical secrets that are invisible to the everyday traveler, and the mysteries that can only be obtained in other realms and dimensions. Feel the ancient sandstone tiles beneath your feet as you take your first steps of initiation in the Temple of Miracles. A powerful vortex calls to you, one that you can feel in your solar plex as it forces and pulls you in. Walk through the gates of Karnak, gazing up where the ceilings meet the heavens, as a higher power takes a hold. And you start to step into your own initiation of unlocking these hidden powers within through the portal and gateway of the divine. I will share with you secret locations throughout the temple for enlightenment. And when you hold your body in a certain position at these secret locations, the energies will be more pronounced. Be blown away as we perform an ancient ritual to the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet in her private chapel for initiation today. One that will connect you to the esoteric web of consciousness, which will elevate you into higher dimensions. And when I share this sacred ritual with you, this will happen and you will begin to awaken. And later in the evening, we'll get to experience the Temple of Luxor and the teachings of the ancient Egyptian mystery schools that were taught here. The temple describes the structure of the human body, incorporating its energy centers and chakras. The sacred geometry, the forms of this magical temple will open your crown chakra as I take you to the holiest spots throughout the whole entire temple. Let's take a journey to the Valley of the Kings, exploring the veil between the hidden worlds to the other side, and feel the powerful energy and force beyond the everyday. As the sun rises above the valley and the light breaks between the desert mountain peaks, its glitter shining over the limestone cliff faces, and opening up a mirage to the valley below of a once golden ancient civilization and all its magical treasures. Walking down the steps of these tombs, you can feel a psychic phenomenon alluring the air. As the deeply penetrating energies open your chakras, the tales of the Book of the Dead are so delicately illustrated on these walls. A tale that speaks of a soul's rite of passage into the afterlife and beyond. Judgment awaits these newly departed as their heart is weighed on the scale of Marti against her feather of truth by the ancient Egyptian god Anubis. Your heightened senses will intuitively assimilate these magical riddles as the paintings suddenly come alive. The colors are so hauntingly fresh, with the vibrant blues made of crystalline compounds and malachite, the deep red, green and yellows from ochre. Be swept up by the dramatic tales of the legend of King Tut and his legendary curse, the myth behind Ramses the Great and the mysteries that lie behind their fate. As you are mesmerized by the magic of this day, you can only imagine what day 6 will be like. And later in the day, after our senses are electrified with the energies, we will make our way to Hatshepsut's temple on the west bank of the Nile and witness the glorious statues of Memnon. It is here where I'll share with you my favorite spot for shopping for genuine Egyptian jewelry and authentic goddess statues. It's truly hard to say goodbye to Luxor, a place that is so special it opens and touches your heart. Glancing out your hotel one last time with views of the Mother Nile, hot air balloons filling the morning skies at sunrise, the early morning prayers filling the city, felucca boats sailing the wind, the crystal blue waters of the Nile shimmering its diamonds above its surface, as the morning sun kisses her face, and all that is left is absolute gratitude and peace. As we say goodbye to Luxor this morning, we start our next journey traveling back to Cairo. As we travel the countryside, following the Nile by road, the true beauty of Egypt comes alive in a display of wild exotic palm trees, oases covering the shores of the Nile, the untouched landscapes of green lush farms touching the Sahara Desert sands, and witnessing the old ancient villages along the way. Later in the evening, when we get to Cairo, I'll take you to get your fortune told by a famous wise Egyptian mystic sheikh, as he foretells your future and helps you understand your soul's purpose, connecting you to your life path. He will make up an ancient alchemy blend of Egyptian chakra oils, custom made to suit your purpose. Today we say goodbye to the pyramids one last time as we drive by on our way to the airport and make our journey back to our loved ones and our hometown. As we reflect on a very powerful and life-changing journey for the last week, feeling absolutely energized and spiritually open, with an enlightened outlook on what the future holds and unforgettable memories that we shared that will always be close to your heart. If you're watching this, you're probably just like me, someone who loves ancient Egypt, someone intensely curious about life and its mysteries, and would love to share this journey with like-minded, warm people in comfort and in style. So if this sounds like you, I would love you to join us on our next adventure. Reach out and connect and take the next step to join us in our 2019 Egyptian spiritual tours.